This is how we're going to do a kneeling hamstring stretch. We're going to open out the hamstrings in a kneeling position. If you do have sore knees, then you can always pop a cushion underneath the one knee just to make it a little bit more comfortable. Quite often it will actually be that this knee is the uncomfortable one as we're doing this particular stretch. So don't cause yourself unnecessary pain when we're doing these things. Now, the common way that this will be prescribed is going to be pop yourself up into the position like so. Again, with the toes, we don't need to have them pointed. We can have them as is comfortable. Do not lock the leg out. Have a slight bend in the knee here. And all we're going to do is go down to touch the toe or touch the foot and hold the stretch when we feel it here. You can also use the other hand to provide a little bit of down pressure to slightly straighten out, not completely lock out the leg, and that will further intensify the stretch here. Hold it for the allotted time and then come back up. We can repeat this again on the other leg, popping the leg out in position. You can always have something to support you when you're doing these, and then simply go down as far as we can, and we can always take this hand and press down a little bit on the leg there to intensify the stretch further, or use it for support. Now, those of you watching right now while you're holding this stretch will probably notice there is a big criticism here in my lower back. My lower back is rounded over completely. Remember, as we're doing these, we do not want to be rounding our lower back. That puts unnecessary strain on the lumbar spine, especially if we have an injury there. And the hip is where the hamstrings operate. They do not function on the lower back. So we want to make sure that when we're doing this, instead of how it's commonly shown, like I just demonstrated, here we get into the position to stretch the hamstrings, stand nice and tall or kneel nice and tall, and just stick your bum backwards. That movement there should be enough to get the hip to move into flexion and stretch the hamstrings effectively. We do not need to do any rounding of the lower back. We have a nice neutral spine, chest up nice and high, strong core, and then stick our bum backwards, and that will be enough to stretch the hamstrings. We can always provide a little bit of downward pressure on the knee here to get a little bit of an extra stretch and just eliminate some of that bend in the knee to add that tiny little extra bit of stretch. Hold it there for the allotted time and then swap over to the other leg.